welcome to the booth. Oh, geez, you didn't hear that, did you, Spurs? All right,
I did not.
you did not. Okay, that's good. We'll edit it out. Um, Welcome to the booth, episode number 10. I'm your host, Dennis Swan, and well, right now, all I got is Mr. John McPherson with us. We're still
Wow.
awaiting Mr. Holmes possibly to show up, and he might still do it, but anyway, how's things going with you, Spurs?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the spring, and the weather. I think this week is daylight savings time again on the weekend.
Oh, is it?
So I think
Oh,
so. Is it this weekend or next? But anyway, I'm looking forward to that.
I
The
am.
brighter or longer days, I guess, or longer at least work days.
Well,
Uh,
well, I'm going to start off tonight's show with just some news that I was just discussing with John there. Uh, Mr. Silver won't be on our podcast, not for the foreseeable future anyway, but hopefully he'll be back at some point down the road, and his spirit will be with us while we try to get through this. And I don't know where Mr. Holmes is at, but maybe he'll come in later. Who knows? But first, before we get started with anything, I'm just going to show you. I don't know if I showed you this before or not. If I did, just tell me.
okay.
There's actually a shirt Josh picked up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, he went to this place, and it's a real place. Okay, it's called Biscuits and Porn,
Nice.
isn't it?
Is that
I mean,
what kind of place is that? Is it just like a clothing place? Is it a restaurant, a
I
bar?
think I think it's a restaurant.
Really?
I think they sell porn there too.
And of all places, you said North Carolina?
It's in North Carolina. Now, I've never
That's
been.
just,
I think you probably drove through. I think you went down to Florida or something.
yeah, I drove through it. Yeah.
Did you see biscuits and porn?
I can't say that I did. No, no. We didn't stop. We stopped in South Carolina, stayed there, but I don't remember biscuits and porn on the way down.
Well, next time you go through, maybe not with the kids,
Yeah.
uh, pop in. I mean, biscuits and porn. I mean, that's two great things.
I mean, what else do you need?
Nothing,
No, no.
nothing, not at all.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to try to do something here because I think we tried this the last time, and because of the space between our show, like I was just telling Spurs there that uh last show we did, it was a year since we did one. So this time we're within the 2 year because we did the last one in August. So we're doing this one in March. So we're within a year. So we're getting better.
Yeah.
All right. But now, I'm going to try to do here. I'm going to, well, see if I can get this going first of all, because this is going to be a, quite a deal here.
Yeah, that's some. Yeah, that's some. You mean they play that every day?
Well, it's a song called Where Are You, Dear General?
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's basically a North Korean alarm clock. 6 a.m. I think it's at 6. And I've heard some people say it's actually played all over the country. And it's to wake you up to the glorious North Korea work day where you work to keep the Kim family from shooting you.
Yeah,
Basically what it is.
basically, that's more or less what you do. Yeah.
That's what it is. So
I guess on the plus, it would get everybody in a routine, wouldn't it? Having to hear that every morning at blaring
it's too
everywhere.
much. It's too much of a routine.
Yeah, yeah.
But you imagine being on the other side of the demilitarized zone. I don't know how far Pyongyang is from there. Have you ever been to Pyongyang there, Spurs?
I have not. No, I have
Okay,
not.
well, neither have I.
I'm likely not going to get there. I'll be honest.
No, I know. It's like, dang, it's one of them destinations like, geez, I like to go there, but no.
Yeah,
I kid. Uh, but that's just downright creepy.
it is. Yeah,
Very
I
creepy.
agree.
So,
It's yeah. I mean, we all know what's up over there. I guess
yeah.
it doesn't surprise me. But I can't imagine having to. I mean, can you imagine if they did that? In the West, I don't know. Would we be able to tolerate that? I think it would drive everybody crazy.
Well, in November we might find out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
You got yeah, anyhow. I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, Now this is a topic I've had in my docket, I think since the start of this podcast. You would probably remember it. Noon hour, going home for lunch, sometimes at Lakeville School, like
yep,
sometimes we did.
yep.
You turn on the tube, and who would be on TV at noon hour?
Oh well, it's got to be Bob Barker on The Price is Right.
Well, you got part of it, but no, no, no. Don't you remember a show named Uncle Bobby?
Uncle Bobby. Is that the puppet? Is that the?
The clown, Bimbo the clown, the birthday clown,
Yeah. It's
traffic
ringing a
officer
bell.
John,
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah,
Bobby kind of running around, and he had a little bit of,
yeah. Was that on at noon? Is that when that was
it
on?
was
Yeah,
on at noon.
yeah.
Am I the only person that remembers this show?
I remember the show. Like there was a song or there's music, right? The Bimbo or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, but I don't remember. Like what
Bimbo's
I remember
like
coming home
sung
to
to the
lunch.
tune of Jim Reeves' Bimbo, Bimbo, that song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well, then he,
remember that, but I
yeah.
just I think more of Bob Barker. Like he used to be on
Oh
at
no,
lunchtime and
well,
around lunch all the time.
oh yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
Price is Right or Truth or Consequences. No, that was nighttime, I think.
yeah,
But anyway, I got a few little factoids here about it. It starred Bobby Ash, who was a former comedian, uh, came to Canada from the UK, uh, and aired weekdays over noon hour and featured staples such as Bimbo the Birthday Clown, and then of course he had his puppets with him, Wilson, Keppel, and Betty.
yeah.
And Maclean's magazine described him as being avuncular without being condescending. Now,
Hmm.
avuncular, do you know what avuncular means?
I'd have to go to the dictionary for that one.
You don't have to, because I'll tell you.
Okay.
Behaving like an uncle.
Oh, okay.
So there you
That
go.
makes sense. Yeah.
Now, this is where the story gets a little juicy, too. Um, Ash's popularity was such that he openly discussed his rate card in a 1972 interview. For $10, Ash would attend your party and be amusing. For $50, he'd perform magic tricks and or a puppet show. But for $150, this is back in, early 70s, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But for $150, he'd do all that and bring along his trademark red double-decker party bus.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, this is where it gets a little twisted. Other stories have emerged over the years about Ash's fervent lust for ladies, typically mothers of children attending Uncle Bobby tapings and drinking plenty of scotch. His double-decker bus was infamously dubbed the Shaggin' Wagon when it was parked outside of Channel 9. The internet also has multiple unconfirmed tales of his drunken antics. Nothing too shady. Uncle Bobby just liked women and alcohol. Uh, and now this is kind of a sadder note. He did not earn very much from the show. He had to support himself by moonlighting as a school bus driver in Scarborough, Ontario. And he retired to Elliott Lake, where he died May 20th, 2007, of a heart attack at age 82. So there's the,
Wow.
yeah.
That's that's pretty wild.
Now you would think it would end there, but I found a quote. Uh, this guy must have wrote, I don't know if he was part of some email chain. I don't know what it was. Calls
Yeah.
himself Doggy Styles is his name. And this is what he wrote. I watched this show all the time when I was a drooling 4-year-old. 40 years hence, I have gained some capacity for lucid thought, and having just now reviewed this clip, I have some serious concerns about the Uncle Bobby show. As the clip shows, during the birthday ritual, Uncle Bobby and the birthday picker conjure Bimbo out of the closet. A disembodied announcer then introduces him as Bimbo the birthday clown and son of Happy. After Bimbo is done mindlessly reciting his demented birthday song, a knitted doll falls out of the sky, whom Uncle Bobby refers to as Big Daddy, Happy, and Mr. Happy. So this presumably is Bimbo's father. Soon after Mrs. Happy and 3 child dolls also fall from the sky, Wilson, Keppel, and Betty, this makes me wonder about the order in which Mr. Happy had his children. Because if I'd sired a profoundly R-word clown with gigantism and a bizarre comorbidity that caused his eyes and ears to spasm convulsively whenever he moved his jaw, I'd do the decent thing and get a vasectomy, not have more children. On the other hand, if I'd fathered a genetic obscenity like Bimbo, I'd be tempted to hide him in a closet like Uncle Bobby and the Happy family do, so who am I to question their morality? Also, how the hell do a couple of 2-foot-tall dolls conceive a 7-foot-tall imbecile and all the other progeny are reasonable proportion and resemblance? If Mr. Happy had more wool than for brains, he'd get some paternity testing done. I'm looking at you, Uncle Bobby. The many comments on this video expose Uncle Bobby as a hopeless alcoholic. And I mean, come on, just look at the guy. It's hard not to imagine Uncle Bobby repeatedly forcing himself on Mrs. Happy during his endless drunken stupors. Birthday Bunny and Birthday Bunny's friend aren't the only ones with a secret on the Uncle Bobby show.
Jeez.
Someone really kind of, yeah, they really
They
did.
really, yeah, they really looked into that like a lot. Like,
Now, just to make everybody aware, that's not the opinion of this show, so don't sue us. I'm just passing
no,
along what was written, so that's all I'm
yeah.
gonna that's all I'm gonna
I
say.
don't know. Uncle Bobby. I don't know what he's up to, you know.
Well,
Who
he's not up to
knows?
too
Yeah.
much now.
No, not he's not up to anything right now. No, no.
No, no. Alex, and before I forget, I should remind people if people want to complain about our show here, you can email us at thebooth5150 at gmail.com. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Um, now, another thing. Well, actually, I got a little odd news for you.
Hmm.
Okay. In Japan, a man blows up apartment while trying to kill a single cockroach.
I haven't heard that one.
You haven't? Well, let me inform you what happens here. All right. So basically, he was trying to basically kill a cockroach with insecticide, and he must have sprayed so much in the apartment that I think what happened was he it must have been near a heating, it was a Japanese heating table, and I guess
Yeah.
the insecticide basically got flash pointed or something
So the
and
vapor
blew out.
exploded.
It
Yeah.
exploded, I guess. That's how much. And apparently, this isn't the first time. It's happened a number of times in Japan.
Wow.
So if you're going to kill a cockroach, open them windows.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well,
Gee.
but then again, that won't make the insecticide too effective, though.
Well, no. But I mean, I don't think you have a choice but to try and, yeah, that's true. You kind of have to have it sealed up, don't you?
It's got to be sealed, like what to do with those bug tents and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Those, yeah. So,
It was probably something he did that was, not wise. Like who knows?
no, he didn't. Yeah, he
Maybe
didn't
he
think.
made some toast or something, and clicked the toaster down. I don't know.
I, I could not even tell you. Could not
Yeah.
even begin to tell you. Um, Now, something else I always wondered. The Super Bowl was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right. Now, did you know that there is a pay scale for the winners and the losers of the Super Bowl?
I think they all get paid well.
No, not necessarily.
No?
No. Now now this is on the winning team. All right.
Yeah.
Their latest bargaining agreement, it said that each member of the winning team will receive $164,000,
Huh.
a $7,000 bump over last year's total. So the 2025 Super Bowl winners will get $171,000, whoever that is. Now, the losers, the losing team, like on average, they'll get 89,000.
Yeah.
So, and that now that not everybody gets that. It all depends. Basically, you got to make sure you get a full bonus if you played at least three previous games during the regular season or playoffs.
Yeah.
You play at least eight previous games, regardless of whether they're on active, inactive list or veteran player. Players get 50% of the bonus if they've played fewer than three previous games, and that. So yeah, so they might get 40,000. Some get 40, some get basically, I guess it works out to how much you contributed over the
Yeah.
years.
I mean, it sounds like a pretty, for most people, that would be a decent bonus. But I guess when you put it in the context of what the NFL and they make and they off of all of that stuff through television or the merchandise and everything else, it's
Oh,
probably like
well, yeah, we
pennies.
talk of people making millions. I mean, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
dropping, but this is, one evening's worth of work.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so that's another thing there. But
Yeah.
just in case, you were wondering.
I didn't
Not
know.
that I
I didn't
even
know.
follow football, but
Yeah, I assumed they would get something like they would have some sort of bonus but for winning, but I didn't
yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah. But anyhow, moving on.
Yeah.
Um, I found another article. Uh, it was kind of I'm shocked Martin Scorsese hasn't done a movie of this. He's done Gangs of New York, which would be pretty close to this. But the garment district in New York, there's some pretty, underhanded stuff going on there. Because it
Yeah.
used to be, there was known as the Tenderloin and the Devil's Arcade. And there was, basically the immigrant people, the immigrants that would come over, they were pushed into this area to, make,
Yeah.
make garments. And the Fifth Avenue Association, which is basically your country's wealthiest people, they pushed them in there just to make sure they weren't in any other parts of the city. But there was an event that happened. It was the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire, in which 146 workers lost their lives. And what caused a lot of it was the factory doors were locked from the outside so the workers wouldn't leave. So they couldn't get out. There was no ventilation of any kind. And and plus these were wooden lofts. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
basically a blaze. What
They go
happened?
up pretty fast.
Oh yeah, but I mean these poor people were, just they were trapped, because of these, I mean they would follow workers around to prevent idling, covering clocks and locking doors to prevent early exits. And we worked in call centers. It
Yeah.
wasn't that
Yeah.
bad, but
No.
you were on a clock. I mean, you were, like everything was timed. You were a minute over, your lunch or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh,
Exactly.
what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
But
You had to be careful. Yeah. You had to watch mindful of your time.
well, you had to be.
Um,
You
yeah.
had to be. But
But it's a shame that, yeah, I think that still occurs to this day, like the people taking advantage of the immigrants, right? That come in, whether you
Oh,
look at the U.S. or even in Canada, you hear stories about the temporary foreign workers that come over and stuff.
oh yeah.
Stories how they're somewhat mistreated, and they're not always like, I don't know, they don't have always have access to good, health stuff or
Oh
everything,
no.
and they're more or less kept by the whoever is, whoever they're working for.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
anyway, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's honestly it's a shame that still happens to this day. Maybe
It
not to
does.
the level that it did back then, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it does. And also, well, little factoid, the Union uniforms for the Civil War were made in New York City too, by these very same people. So there you have
Oh,
it.
really?
So there you got a question for you there, Mr. McPherson.
Sure.
Have you ever lost sleep at night, wondering how many parts are in your car?
No, I know there's a lot of parts, but no, I have
Well,
not.
to let you know, the average car has roughly 30,000 parts in it.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's the average. Yeah. Down to the nuts and bolts. Um, if you consider large parts, like your engine, then it has 1,800 separate parts.
Okay.
The average car needs up to 4,800 welds, and one single car can take about 19 hours of assembly time in a factory.
Well,
So one day of modern production will make 1,450 cars.
wow.
That's something.
That's
Now,
pretty impressive.
well, yeah, and now I don't know when this article was written, and I really just use this little blurb because it's been sitting in my file for so long. So now I think I'm almost completely clear of all files. So this useless information is now gone from me. But you're a little smarter now because of it.
Well, hey, yeah, I mean, you can't argue that. I mean,
There you go. If I've helped with your intelligence in any way.
well, I'll tell you, whenever I have issues with my car, like it always becomes apparent that there's a lot of parts in it because if
Expensive part.
and the funny thing is now the first thing you do is you hit YouTube, right? And you see, whoa, what the hell's going on here? Can I fix this? And
You know
it
what?
works out a lot. A lot of the times it works out. You know,
Oh, how the hell did we survive without YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know. We had an old-fashioned manual you'd have to try and find and then page through.
You wouldn't have a clue. Nobody showed you
No.
step by steps what the thing looked like, where it was at, how to remove
Yeah.
it, how to replace it. It was just a
Yeah.
manual.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But now, like, I fixed our snowblower.
Yeah.
Wouldn't start.
Yeah.
Would start. So I said, okay, I think I hit YouTube or the interwebs,
Yeah.
that vast knowledge base that we have at our disposal, and discovered it was the ignition coil.
Yeah.
So I YouTubed it, how to, in a Tecumseh engine, ordered the part off of Amazon,
Yeah.
got the part in, and it worked.
Oh yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the first major mechanical job I think I've ever done. And and the money it saved, because here's the kicker. It would have cost, if one of the, you know, places like Redden or Vessey's,
Right.
they could
Yeah.
have come and got it. It would have cost $100 for them to come with their trailer, take our snowblower, which is about 24 years old now,
Yeah.
and take it back to the shop. And I think their shop rates maybe $80, $90 an hour, maybe
Yeah.
more, to try to diagnose the problem. Then the part, which will be
Jacked up. Yeah.
jacked up. So, but if they fixed it, put their part in, and then another $100 to trailer it back to the
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
it would have been about a $600 bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas I bought the ignition coil for about $45
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and put
Yeah.
her in.
I fixed my Honda Accord air conditioning by looking at YouTube, and all it was
Ooh,
there was a relay switch or something like that that was that it said, you know. So I went and I bought it. I just bought it in the parts store in New Waterford of all places.
yeah.
They had the part. They got it in for me. I went in. It was like $12 or something. I plugged the damn thing in, fixed my air conditioner. Like that would have cost if I would have taken that someplace, they would have charged me probably hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
and they probably would have did the same thing. They would have just replaced that part, and that was it.
I gotta say, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're practically Red Seal mechanics
Oh, tell me
right
about it.
now.
I'll
Yeah, I
take a
don't think I'll be
stab at
touching
anything.
any. What?
I don't mind. I'll try anything.
Oh, if it
But
saves you money.
yeah, but I mean, I won't do it for on others people's stuff though. I'll do it on mine because
No.
I know if I ruin it,
Oh God,
well,
no, 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 no,
you know,
no.
I just got to live with it. I don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ruin someone else's equipment or car
Oh,
or anything.
oh no, no, no,
Yeah,
no. Absolutely not. I agree with you there.
yeah,
Yeah, there's no risk. Like say, when you do it to your own stuff, all right, you got to live with it. You're the one.
that's right. Yeah,
But I get a feeling the next couple of years I'll probably have to get a new snow blower. But right now, knock on wood, she's gone.
still going. That's not bad. That's you got your money's worth out of it. That's for sure.
Oh, oh yeah, no shame in it. No shame in that
Yeah.
blower at all. Yeah, you're probably just coming on when I did the final cereal bowl.
I think yeah, the show that the last was it the last one you did the final one?
No, no, last one was that was the train wreck show. One before
Okay,
that.
so it was the one before that. Yes,
I think it's
I was
that
there
was
on that one. I'm pretty sure
I
I
think
was.
you
I
were
thought I
there.
was. Yeah.
Well, it turns out I might have been a little premature.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you're still able to do the cereal bowls?
Well, I might. You know, I think I might have come up with a loophole.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is just to let you know, I mean, this has been my
Weetabix,
cereal
yeah.
I've been eating, that and Cheerios and stuff,
Yeah.
None of my favorite. And this stuff ain't bad, little Splenda cinnamon topping up. It's pretty good. I can eat it, no problem.
Yeah.
No, nothing at all, no problem.
Yeah.
But when I was walking down the grocery aisles there one day, I was looking at it and I thought, wait a minute. It's not that I can't try the cereals. I just can't have the whole box.
Yeah.
I could still buy a box of it. I can have a bowl.
Yeah.
Not like I can't really eat anything, so I just can't do it a lot.
Right. Yeah, you
I
can't do
thought,
it all the time.
no, no.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, wait a minute now. I can buy the cereal and then I get to try it anyway, and then
Yeah.
I give the rest to Tyler and Josh.
Yeah.
Take little bags in for them. So that's what I did.
No way. What
I
about
did.
the well, remember you used to be able to get the little boxes of them? Like you'd get a whole bunch of different types. Can you still get them?
You can, but that's your mainstream cereals. You
You
don't
don't
get
get the
the
different types.
no,
It's
you don't
just
get the different types. You got to buy the whole. You got to buy the big box.
oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So I noticed a couple when I was out that I said I I got to try these. So I did. So this here is waffle minis.
Oh yeah.
Now, as you know, I'm an addict for Eggo waffle cereal. Delicious. This
Yeah.
here is basically the Canadian version of waffle crisps that I used to eat in the States when I was down.
Yeah.
But I had to give it 3 3/4 spoons. It just wasn't the same. When you open the box of genuine waffle crisps,
Yeah.
the maple syrup smell puts your A1C up about 4 points.
No way.
This stuff didn't. There was a bit. It tasted good, but the
Yeah.
texture wasn't the
Just
same
wasn't
texture.
there.
It
No.
wasn't there. And this was years ago, so they've really mucked up some of these cereals. Like Frankenberries. I used to love Frankenberries. That was my favorite cereal of all time. I had this
Yeah.
reissued stuff. Yeah, it's crap.
No good.
They wrecked it.
Yeah.
They took the joy out of it.
Well, they do that with everything, Like I always found that, anything in the grocery store, I used to find, sometimes I'd find like pasta sauce there. And I would just get addicted to it. It was like the best. And
Yeah.
then they'd have it for a little while, and then it would disappear. Like they didn't make it anymore. It was just like,
And
you
then they
know,
bring it back and then it's a whole different
I
animal.
don't know. It's probably a different, yeah, exactly. A different flavor, different this, different that. But I don't know. I'm very routine in things. So once I get hooked on something or like something, I'll stick to it.
Oh,
Um,
I'm same way. But then
yeah,
when I like something, I know it's only a matter of time.
yep,
They're going to get rid of it.
oh yeah,
And then I'm in withdrawals,
yeah.
you know. Like I had a quarter pounder the other day. One of my favorite hamburgers. I love them. I tell you, the thing was probably no bigger than that.
Yeah.
Whereas one time, well, when I was
Yeah, you used to make
executive
them
chef at McDonald's, I mean, damn things were like huge
huge. Yeah,
and made with love.
yeah.
Now, yeah, it still tasted all right. But
I you know I had my first hamburger very recently in my life, like the first in my life. I've never had a hamburger.
well, I
I
knew
I
you weren't big
Yeah, no, I've
burgers.
always eaten. I eat chicken, right? Like I will eat chicken and fish and stuff. But um,
Well,
I think we went to McDonald's and we went through. We got through the drive-through, right?
yeah,
And every once in a while, inevitably they're going to mess something up. So anyway, we got our stuff. We didn't check it. We just drove all the way home and get home and sit down, get comfortable, get ready to eat. And I opened it up and well, I don't have chicken. It's a hamburger, and it's like
like
I
a
had the choice.
small burger, like
Yeah, it was probably a quarter pounder or something. Yeah, I would say.
that's a bigger one.
Yeah. But I just, at this point in my life, I'm like, do I want to get back in the car? Do I want to go down? And just like, so I said, frig it. I'm going to eat it. And I made it through. I ate the whole damn thing.
Wha- Was there
Yeah,
cheese on it?
yeah, yeah.
There's
I
cheese
think
on
it
it?
did have cheese on it. Yeah, it had cheese and it had pickles. And I don't even eat pickles.
Well, I used to be I'd eat plain hamburgers when I was younger.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have anything on a burger, plain. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And it wasn't until I worked at McDonald's that I ate a Big Mac. It wasn't until like 1982 I had my first Big Mac. I
yeah.
wouldn't eat them.
No.
No. So, but wow, you had a quarter.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that
Uh,
and on the booth, you
oh, yes, I know. Yeah, I know.
were
I'm
admitting
I'm
this.
shocked myself that I ate it. I could never do a Big Mac because that's two patties, right? So I wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, you don't never say never.
Well, yeah.
You might try it. Big Macs are pretty good. I mean,
And it,
I don't eat them all the time. I have a craving every once in a while.
yeah, I don't. I will eat hamburger. Like I never did when I was younger, but I have like as I'm older, like we'll have if you have tacos or something like that, I will eat like hamburger in that or in other things. Just because it's sort of I'm okay with that, but just I've never really had a full like burger patty. Never had a
Oh,
steak or anything. And it's funny because I think my father used to attempt to bribe me and offer me money if I would eat. And I was thinking if he was around today, he wouldn't believe that I actually, finally, actually
I'd
ate a
say,
burger.
I'd say Jackie was smiling down on you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think so. He had a quarter pounder.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow. I got
Okay.
one more. Got one more. Found these honey O's.
Honey O's. I've seen those before.
You seen them?
Yeah, I think so.
I like them better than the waffle minis. I gotta say, I gave that 4 1/4 spoons.
Oh,
So
that's pretty good.
there you go. There you go. I can biff them out now.
So that's not bad. That was two test tastings, like two different cereals, and that's you're gonna sort of stay at that, like not go too overboard.
Well, not until I see another one, I'll get one. And like I say, I give the rest to the boys.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe if I'm in a good, maybe I'll FedEx some down to you. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Depends on what mood I'm in.
It's Dennis Swan's Entertainment Review. Brought to you by Marlboro Cigarettes and Jack Daniels Whiskey, Dennis's favorite. And now, here's the man of the hour himself, Dennis Swan.
This is well, I don't know if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm or not.
I haven't watched the whole, like I've seen bits of it, but I haven't watched the whole series.
It is probably one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
I love it. And earlier this year it was announced that this is going to be the final season, season 12, which kind of put me in a slight depression.
Yeah.
And then, of course, last week we lost Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, he was on the show, right?
Yeah, he's on this season. I think he must have. They must have filmed like enough far in advance anyway, so he probably
Yeah.
got to complete the season. But I mean,
I remember him from Letterman. He used to be on Letterman all the time too.
oh, very
Yeah.
very self-deprecating comic. He's a pretty
Yeah.
funny guy. He's
Oh,
funny
yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Because him and Larry David always getting in arguments about whatever. I basically call it Seinfeld with cursing, really. That's
Right.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And but this season, I mean, the first couple of episodes were a little shaky. It's still funny. There's still funny bits in it.
Yeah.
But but the episodes were kind of, I thought, okay, well, it'd be a little better. And then, of course, as the season's going along, it is getting a little better. So,
Right.
but I like every episode, even if it's a bad episode anyway. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
It's on my list to watch it. Like I haven't. I think we have on the Fire Stick now. We have. I think it's on there. I think I can get it on there, like on demand.
You get HBO?
I think so. So I'm gonna look for it. That's sort of it's just I don't think like Lisa doesn't really like it here. So I mean I'm just sort of I'd be on my own. I have to watch it on my own. And it's kind of hard, we don't watch a lot anyway, usually just in the evenings, and I can't really watch or put something like that on because she won't really like it. So
No.
I have to find middle ground, right? Something we both can watch. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, Vicky and I watch it. She likes to watch it, so
Yeah. Yeah. I think if she watched enough of the episodes and got into it enough, she probably would.
Right.
But
Well, if you get them right from the start.
yeah,
Watch it
exactly.
right from the start and watch them through.
Yeah.
And you might hook her yet.
Well, I'll try again. I'll give it another shot.
Yeah. There you go. Now, I know you're not as much a science fiction fan as I am, but big release this week was Dune 2, which I am.
I heard about that.
It looks utterly fantastic.
Yeah.
And the reviews are just they're mind blowing. Saying it's
I think it made more money than the first one, like in the first weekend, like 80 million or something like that, and the first one only made 40.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it. But I mean I love the first one too, but this one it's apparently 10 minutes longer than the original one. So it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. But I've been in movies 3.5 hours in the theater, and I made it through.
Yeah.
But no, but there's one little point of contention a lot of people had with the first one. One of the characters in it, Gurney Halleck, was played by Josh Brolin. In the 1984 Dune was Patrick Stewart. He played what was called a balisette, which was, I guess it was a stringed instrument that he played, and it wasn't in the first newer Dune movie. So a lot of people were pretty ticked off about that.
Right.
So now, I guess in Dune 2, they brought it in. So to appease the fanboys, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So there again, there's a little more a little more info.
Yeah.
And another show that's out now on Apple. It's Masters of the Air. Whether you've heard of this or not,
I
it's
haven't heard of
basically,
that one. Yeah.
well, it's pretty damn good. I love it anyway. It's well, you remember Band of Brothers
Yep.
and the Pacific? They were kind of intertwined, I guess, somehow. Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg made those two for HBO. This is
Right.
this is theirs. That's about the Air Force now,
Okay. Yeah.
doing the bombing runs into Germany and everything.
See, I
And
would like that. I like movies like that.
well, it's a 9-part series.
Yeah.
So, oh no, it's really like the CGI, like it's really good looking. Like it's
Yeah.
like the battle scenes and just the stuff with the B-17s. It's fantastic. And then there's other stories too, like them being captured and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 more episodes left of that one. But if you get a chance to watch that, by all means, you should watch it.
I will. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I do like shows like that. I can watch those.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. And well, another one is True Detective. Uh, the first season was good. Second season, eh. Third season, eh. But now the fourth one that just finished
Yeah.
with Jodie Foster in it, they're up in Alaska, and it's called True Detective Night Country.
Right.
It was actually not bad.
Oh yeah.
They kind of, right. It's got, well, you put anything in Alaska.
Yeah, with the scenery and everything.
Well, it's bleak.
Yeah.
And it just has that eeriness to it. And just that alone is good enough.
Yeah.
But this is one I was like, when it was all done, yeah, I don't mind that.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Oh,
It wasn't bad. It had its moments. Like it was good. So that's another one. Keep an
that's
eye
not
out
bad.
for.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye. Yeah.
Keep an eye out for Spur. I'll tell you. This is why we got the entertainment review. Keep
I know
everybody
we're
informed.
always yeah, I mean we're always looking for shows to watch, right? Like Lisa has a list and it's like yeah, I don't know, like it's just so I find it's hard. There's not I don't know about you, but it seems like some of the movies that are out now are they're just not I don't know, they don't have the same impact maybe as the movies they used to make like years ago. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just because I'm old. I don't know.
No,
But
we're all not.
and I find like a lot of the the Netflix or the Amazon ones, like specifically, like some are good, but others not so good.
No, well, I mean, well, show we're watching now is Last Kingdom
Yeah,
on Netflix. And at first I was like, oh, it's like a Game of Thrones ripoff and
yeah,
all that. And as I kept watching it, I'm like kind of getting into it a little more and the characters and all this stuff. And it's actually, I don't mind the show now.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
yeah.
There's, gore and stuff in it. I mean, it's medieval times. They weren't nice to each other
No,
back then.
no.
So, but that's one I'd probably recommend too. It's the Last Kingdom, and then there's another one on FX, Feud, Capote versus the Swans. I'm kind of a biographical buff, and
Yeah,
I like watching anything biographical or documentary or whatever. And it's not bad actually. And then Tom Hollander plays Truman Capote and does a pretty damn good job.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would like biographical stuff too. I like stuff that's based on like true or real stories, right? Like I like a lot of that. I know, like
Oh yeah.
something that's based off of something that actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's some good stuff to watch. And on that note, that's Dennis Swan's entertainment review. I'd say, Mr. McPherson, that looks like we're running out of time for episode 10. We made it to double digits.
That's not bad.
Not bad. And
Especially with just two of us.
Two Cape Breton boys had to take the
Yeah.
reins
Yeah.
and get it through episode 10. And I will
That's
be
right.
probably bastardizing Mr. Holmes whenever I see him. Give him a shot. But anyway, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in, all tens of you. And we'll have a spot reserved for you next time in the booth. And Spurs, you have a good week or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Same to you.
And we'll see you probably next episode.
All right. Take care.
All right, you too, sir.
Are you ready? Go.
Bimbo, please.
That's it. He's coming out. Here comes Bimbo, and Bimbo's got his own introduction. Here it is. Introducing Bimbo, the birthday clown, and son of Happy.
Bimbo, Bimbo, I'm the birthday clown, you know. Bimbo, Bimbo, here on Uncle Bobby's show. Bimbo, Bimbo, I would like to say to you and you a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, boys and girls.